everybody. Welcome to Candy Coated Conversations with your girl Candice and joined by Tamika Heavy on the Scott. Hey, Tamika, how are you tonight? Hey, Babs.
I'm good. Hey, Miss Babs. Hey, Candy. Hi, chat.
Ooh, girl, look, this is a lot going on. This is a lot going on. Look,
I
y'all
seen
know,
the thumbnail.
yes, it's just a lot going on. And I just had it. Let's talk about it. Who's right? Who's wrong? Who's just trying to survive? It's getting a little crazy. And to be real honest with you, of course, look, y'all want to ease. Let me ask y'all want to ease into it with some hot topics or just get right into it?
Just get right into it. Hey, T.
Hey,
Unless y'all
T,
want to cover something in hot topics. Are we missing
maybe
something?
we'll do it at the end. Maybe we'll do it at the end. How about that?
Okay.
Some hot topics. Because you guys, this is the whole situation is just really
Hey, Miss
sad to
Rhonda.
me. Hey, Rhonda.
Miss
Eh,
Rhonda.
the- who? Hold on.
Sip and talk.
Oh, sipping top, Londa. I thought you said, "Hey, Rhonda."
Hey,
Hey,
Lady Couture.
hey, Lady
Hey,
Couture. Y'all, the
hey,
link is
Cherry
pinned.
Blossom.
Hey, Cherry, the link is up there, y'all. Anybody can give your opinion about what's going on. Anybody, feel free to come on up and state your opinion, okay? Because I think this is a sad situation. This is a very sad situation, and it didn't just get sad with what went on. Hey, Go Butter.
Hey,
It
Go Butter.
what went on in this show. This has been a sad situation with revelation after revelation after revelation um, being revealed to us. And mind you, we are all just onlookers, to this whole ish show. I'm gonna try to be contain my mouth until at least 10 minutes. We're all just onlookers to this. We don't know who's lying. We don't know who's telling the truth. All we have is our opinions. Because, and let me say mine real quick. With that being said, what I just said, all of them lying. All of them telling lies. In regard to the whole essay aspect of it, the most truthful one out here, in my opinion, is Tristan. It's Tristan, in my opinion, because I do believe that, he was abused. And I believe that he was abused by all the parties that he stated that he was abused by. I do believe that. Now, a lot of them have tried to act like they're either not going to address the situation or they want to get so into their holier than now. I'm with the Lord, praise Jesus, and making prayers and stuff like that. You lying too. They lying too, in my opinion. Hey, Donicia.
Hey, Donacia. Cousin.
you know so who let's run it down. When Tristan stated that he had been abused, he stated Tesehki molested him. He stated, did he state? I think it was two brothers molested him.
Mm-hmm.
He stated,
Terrence. Was
he
it Terrence?
stated Tessa molested him. Who else?
The
I think
N
it was.
word. Are we using that word?
I mean, my God, the M word. We got to say the M word. That's so basic. Okay, we'll say the
I
M
don't
word.
know
We'll
if
say
this
the
is
M word.
allowed us to say that
But
word.
you know what? Yeah, we're just gonna stick with the M word. You know, and I believe it was two more people.
It was
Chastity,
Tessa,
Chastity, Chastity.
Chastity, yeah, Chastity, Tessa, Tasiki. What is Albedodo, whatever his name is? What is the one, the little
Obadiah,
dark skinned guy?
Obadiah.
Yeah, him, and
Mhm.
then it's Gene. Gene also in prison. So yeah, it
Okay,
was those
so
three. Those
six. He
people.
stated that he was essayed by six of his aunts and uncles.
Mm-hmm.
And
That and gruesome stuff been happening to him.
yes, and I believe him. I believe that happened. Without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, I believe that happened to that young man or that little boy at that time, because I believe he stated
Yeah.
he was about 7 years old at the time that this happened. So now, Go Better said, I believe him in China. Yes. Now, hey, Sir Capalot, you want to read this comment by Sir Capalot?
Yeah, sure. Hey, Sir Capital, welcome. They said, I am so sick of this family not seeking the actual help that they need, but instead they continue to go live and now on Zeus talking about it for a check when legal actions need to be taken. Come on now. Let the church say amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Amen.
We gonna get to this. We're gonna get to this.
Yes.
But
Ooh,
all
that
of
was
these
the
people,
star comment.
and nobody, we're at the point here where it's like nobody wants to cop to anything, but they're willing to cop to it for a check. And that's what I don't like. That's the part that sickens me. You know, y'all should have been getting the real help that your family needs it, because everybody in that family has issues. Every single one of them. The only one that we don't know the issues that they've been going through, and the dysfunction, the dysfunction as children that we really can't speak on, is that one sister, and the guy, what's his name with the bookstore, Terrence. But I'm
Yeah,
gonna get back to
Terrence.
Terrence. The only one we really can't speak on is the one sister, Sierra,
Yeah, because she's all the way out of the
because
loop.
she's out of it. She wants no, and I
No
think that
part.
it's so much going on in that family that is why, even I think either she's been so crushed with everything this family has gone through, that what is keeping her from coming and entering the spotlight and things of this nature is that I don't know where life has taken her, but it's so embarrassing of a situation. And I believe that she knows that everyone is playing a part or has played a part in the dysfunction, that she wants to stay out of it. I don't know if she has children or what, but
Yeah,
she
she
is
has a
the
daughter.
okay, so she does have a daughter. So she's the only one that wants to stay out of this completely.
I
Now,
don't
Go Better
blame her.
think, and I don't blame her at all, because unless the whole family is on the path to healing, who would really want to be a part of that conversation and everything that's going
Yes.
on? Now,
Yes, that part.
we see those that have gotten into it because of the money. Money, they want the fame, this and that. I know that I myself, I've openly stated that I felt like in the whole situation, and this is narrowing it down to Chrisean and Tesehki, I very much feel like when Chrisean had, began to blow up, I very much believe that she was jealous because she felt like, man, I have the looks and I actually have the musical talent. And this is my opinion. You can agree with me or disagree with me. And, I don't care. We're all adults. We all have our opinions, And I've always said that out of those two, you know, things musically should have happened for Tesehki. But we all know that there are talented people that go unlooked, But when you have a situation to where, dang, my sister is actually in the spotlight, not just touching the hem of Spotlight's garment, but she actually in the spotlight and getting paid. And I feel like I have so much talent and I'm being overlooked, and I've been working towards this for so many years. I can understand where the jealousy came into play. I definitely can understand that. She was jealous of her sister and she wanted that for herself. So, with that being said, she stepped into the quote unquote, what they say, the circus. You know? So, Tasiki exchanged her privacy for that, to be a part of that. And of course, all these things came out. Everybody has wanted a part of this. Hey, St. Hudson.
Hey, St. Hudson.
So it's like,
I actually believe all of them. I do believe something went on, with all those kids in one house without adult
all of those
supervision.
kids have
Yeah,
been hurt. All of those kids have been affected just by being in that environment, and people try to nitpick it down a little bit. Well, okay, well, I wasn't touched, so I didn't get anything. But that look, I'm just gonna say it. They grew up in a shitty ass household, parents
yeah,
on drugs, you know,
yeah. Or in
what
and out of prison.
it all girls that in and out of prison, the
They all
boys.
shared one bed. Let's talk about that part. They all shared one bed. All of them shared one bed. That's the
Mhm.
invitation to play house and humping underneath the covers. Like I do. Okay, listen. I
And in the best
do
of
believe.
situations that happens, Tamika, can you imagine when you got some drug addicted parents that don't give a damn?
Exactly.
In the
Hey,
best of
y'all.
families, hey Hudson,
Hey,
that
say
can
Hudson.
happen.
You know what?
Yeah.
I
I.
want to say real quick, I hate to say it, but this is a possibility too. If y'all watch Soft White Underbelly and all that stuff, a lot of times when the parents are severely addicted, they'll let whatever happen to their kids. You don't know
Yeah, and
which
that's
one
that's
of
what's
grandpa's
happening.
friends and all that stuff. That's what I believe happened. Because if you notice, I don't want to hurt mommy, I don't want to hurt grandma, but they'll point the finger every which way with
Yep.
each other.
And let's not stop. People can say what they want to say about China, but China has been very open and upfront about things that have happened in that family, and not just that family with, the dad, stepdad, and the 12 siblings. This extends to grandparents and things. I believe China when she says this is a
Yeah.
generational thing, and in a certain aspect, when you grow up in that, you don't even know any different. When you grow up in that heavily, sometimes you don't even know any better.
Know what's right and wrong. Exactly. That's what I was
Exactly.
telling
You
someone
don't know what's
earlier.
right and wrong because the same thing has been passed down from generation to generation. The granddaddy was doing stuff to people. You got your aunt, what did China say? The aunt did she
Once
step in front of a
jumped in front of a
bus?
bus.
So, things like
Hmm.
this. I believe those things happen. I do.
And another
So
thing, no, China says she left at 17. So and somebody else, one of the other siblings said that Tristan wasn't even there a lot. There's a lot of things that just don't add up for me. Like I'm not saying I don't believe Tristan, because who knows what happened.
Christian
But
said that it happened at age 7. It happened for 2 years, and he ran away at age 9 to go find his mom. And at the age of 9, that's when he started staying with China. That's what Tristan said. But I do believe all of them. I think that even I would give it up to 12. I believe that they just thought that they were really playing as kids when nobody corrected them and said house isn't for kids. Kids don't play house. They didn't have that in their ears, so they thought it was normal. So maybe on to now, I'm not trying to defend her. No, I'm not. But I am looking at her aspect also because in the 90s, I believe a whole lot of our family members experienced something like this to this regard that we all swept underneath the rug, but it's really kids playing. Now, when you get older, that's when you know, oh my God, well, sorry, I was the M word. That's
mhm.
when you really
that's
know, like,
true.
oh my gosh, I was the like M word, like. So I'm looking at it from that off of my family experience. Now, nothing happened to me, but I do have closer ones that it did happen to, and all of them say the same thing, like we had thought we were playing, but then you got the other half that really holds them like no, but now I know that you did this to me, so now the whole family is in a riff raffle of taking sides and things like that. I get it 100%. Now whether it's for Zeus, no, the heck is not for Zeus. It's not even for none of us. but that's what they putting out on the internet. So
Hmm.
Where's this
Hey, Lay
mysterious
So
friend?
Cray. Hey, Lay So
hey,
Cray. Hey, Daniel Berry.
hey,
Welcome
Laso
everybody coming
Cray,
in.
hey Daniel.
So it okay.
Where's this mysterious friend though? Because she would know a lot.
What
We ain't
mysterious
never
What
seen.
friend?
friend are you
Because
speaking of?
when Chrisean did that interview, she said she went to a friend's house, and that friend was the father of her quote unquote godfather. And we seen all of them, but we ain't never seen this friend.
Well, we honestly we really don't even know. This friend could be around. Look, friend could be around. Friend could be unalived and in the ground. We really don't know. And honestly, depending on how people's lives have turned, some people don't want to be associated with this mess at all. To be honest with you, they don't even want to be like Tasiki. I believe she did something because I believe Tristan. She did something, but she now knows as an adult that what she did was so heinous that she wants no association with it, which is why you always get the outrage from her. And it is what, man, you putting this stuff out about me at the time when I'm trying to make moves and come up, and now I have this black cloud over my head that I'm a molester or M-worder, So it's the whole situation is just so crazy. But you know what? At some point, the truth always comes to light. Now
Mhm.
we're gonna get all kind of levels of it. And just for anyone that may not be aware, Tamika, do you think you could accurately say, because honestly, all I saw was the clips yesterday, and y'all, I just had to turn it away until I could just process that they're really on here discussing something. Now, I'm not saying that anybody should hide. I'm definitely not saying. I would never say that if you're a victim of sexual abuse in any form or child sexual abuse that you have to hide and keep it to yourself, never
But
talk
it's a
about it
time
or anything
and
like that.
place.
But there's a time and a place. If you really want help, if you really want to get over what happened to you and process what happened to you, you know, and put things in place so that you can really move on, so that you can really raise your own children without doing them harm.
Yeah,
There's a way that you do things. There's a way that
yeah,
you do things if you genuinely want to heal. Not this, everything like this is just for the drama. It's just
yes,
for to keep your name in people's mouth. I don't believe it's being done because you really want to heal. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like it should have never got said. That statement, like, you don't have to go below the belt like that, like, because they're still sisters at the end of the day. I don't
Mhm.
think that someone like I don't know. I just feel like Rock was wrong when she said that out loud on national TV when there was no counselor in place. It was no one in place to counsel the both of them after that situation. Like when you go to counseling, like you have the briefing session. It wasn't nothing like that. Like, Rock, why would you say that out loud if you are finding God and finding your way? I mean, I wouldn't think that God would allow you to do that, like outburst that. Like that
Let,
was
let,
just too much for
let me
me. I'm
ask a question
sorry.
and put it in
That
the
was
chat
just
and
too
pose it to the
much.
chat. Let me pose a question to the chat. And then Tamika, we got to hit some of these comments, definitely. From my understanding, what I heard is Krishan got paid 200K for that episode to do that. So we know Tesehki got some money as well. Would any amount of money allow you to go on a show like that and basically kind of sell your soul for money?
Not no, not my soul or my sisters. I couldn't
No.
do that. Because
And
not only that, my sisters have children. Like Teseki has teenage children that watches the show. Do you want their like what? Like my I don't know. Like my daughter hearing my past mistakes. Oh my God. Like and now I gotta deal with my children. I gotta deal with my family. I gotta deal with my fans. I gotta deal with the world now because of an outburst. Well, an impulsive outburst like that. I don't I just don't like that. Like it's not near reason why you should have aired your sister out like that on Zeus. That's just no. I can't have no remorse for that.
Zeus needs to be
Okay.
canceled, just like Sir Capella said. But on low key, you know what I heard, and I saw like a video on this. They're working in Congress, and different judges are working on the exploitation of children. So it won't be no more Junior on TV or anybody else's kids or what's the name, Blueface kids and nothing like that. Because the kids are growing up and saying just what you said. Like
Yeah.
they're growing up with a lot of trauma, getting bullied at school and all this other
Yes,
mess.
all of that. Not only
And
that, Brock did say something about her son getting the N word, which is Tesehki's son getting the N word. Now, nobody blew that up when, she had said that versus when people blew up when people were saying about Junior. I don't see the difference. I think that is, look, a child is a child to me. I don't care what it is. If it's below the age of 18, that's still a goddamn child to me. So when
mhm.
you blew that up, like, what was the point of you saying that your nephew got N-worded? It
we
wasn't
see how
no
China's
reason. It
we see how
wasn't
China's
no
daughter
reason.
reacted, and she didn't even like. She just had the trauma of her mother leaving her. We see how she was. That girl
I
was
just
like
feel like it's
heartbroken.
just evil. I
Okay.
I think that that was an evil act within siblings, and that was not godly. Like they're promoting themselves. Tashiki don't promote God, but everybody else promote God, and they're not walking along those lines. No, they're not.
She's the only one
Okay.
without a record
So,
too.
Tamika, let's hit these comments. Let's get
All
the
right, let's
crowd
see
in the
these
conversation.
comments. All right, we're gonna go off. Okay, I believe Brock though. Okay, that's what Gold Butter said. I don't believe none of them. Brock lies just like the others. That's what Lil
Yes,
Fat
big
said.
liar. She lies all the time.
Blueface exposed that. Donencia said trading pain for a paycheck. So
Yep.
sad,
Yep.
cousin.
No moral. There's no morals involved. There's no
No
morals involved.
morals. Ooh, Candy, yes, no morals. Sip and Talk said, I believe all three. I also feel like that they have been touched, but some some had suppressed it and want to keep it a hush. Yes, I believe that too. Bap said, but the crazy thing is they all believe their lies. They have lied so much. She was jealous. I'm thinking she's talking about Tasiki. Go Butter said that it has given a headache. People have been triggered by this. A whole lot of people been triggered by this. Like, wait, hold up. That's y'all storyline y'all going with? Wow. Go Butter said Tifa is guilty from what I've seen from the beginning, and envy is worse than jealousy. Unfortunately, these SA behaviors has been happening for years.
Yes,
Yes, it has.
definitely, definitely.
Sir Capelat said, my biggest issue with Rock is that she had options to speak about all of this on Crazy in Love with a therapist, but she admitted to playing in his face versus getting help. I believe, yep, and I remember that episode.
Right. Oh, let's pause on that comment real quick
Yeah, I was about to
because
say.
because just what Sir Capelot just said. You know, Chrisean has been in the position get real help to get real help on these issues that she had growing up. You
By so
know,
many.
she's had the opportunity to get this counseling. Anything that she needed, she had the opportunity to get all this, and I don't understand why instead of just covering up, because you know what? I think it's delusional to think with the way that you came to stardom and into the public eye that all your chickens wouldn't come home to roost. So why not
Mhm.
have addressed everything truthfully? You know, even so much as this. Now I will say this. When China came out with what happened to her, Chrisean did back her and say that things happened to her. She did back her in that aspect. But with that being
Krishan said
said,
she didn't even know China. Remember when
n-
China first came
no,
out?
I have
She said,
heard Chrisean say, I have heard Chrisean say that she not lying. Nika not lying. That's
Yeah, she
exactly what
did
she
say
said.
that.
I have heard her say that. So when you said that, why try to say act like it just happened to her and not that it happened to, like, this runs heavy in our family and I've been a victim of this too. Why not just be honest about it? Because do you think about all the people that Krishan touches for not even doing ish. You know what I'm saying? Think about how you could have motivated and helped and reached people by being honest about your background and the things that have happened to you. Because but you have wanted to be known for fighting, being a drinker, and things like that. You want to cop to that negativity, but when it comes to the SA, you don't want to cop to that. And put this comment up by Lady Couture.
Um,
The last comment by Lady Couture. Here, I'll do it.
I got it.
Oh,
Oh,
you got it.
there you go.
Just what Lady Couture said. Because black families sweep it under their rug a lot, though. And it is true. I even know it in my own family. I know
Mhm.
it in my own family. We literally
Mhm.
had the family child molester.
Yeah.
And
More than one.
people
Sure.
interacted with him. People
Yes.
interacted with him, but everybody knew. And it was so sad, even from being a child and teen, knowing this, and then when I got to adulthood and had my own child, I can literally remember being at a family gathering, and we're at the family gathering, but I'm just putting out the PSA to her dad. What? Make
Yeah.
sure,
Watch this
make sure that she's
person.
not around him because this is the deal. You know.
And and then
But
how
but
embarrassing
us
is
as
that?
families, even
Even that.
he's even allowed at the family functions, and it
Yes.
always goes like this. And it's
Yes.
all the people that cover up for them. Why don't we ever say no? This person is banned. This person has did this to people in our family. We don't want you around, but we don't do that. We don't do
I
that.
want y'all to know it's
Mhm.
not just us. I don't want our people to think that like we
No,
just
it's
some shit on. It's on
everybody.
everybody,
The
white,
family
black,
molester
Asians.
is always protected. A lot of times it can be the grandmother that's, oh, leave them alone. They put all kind of
Mhm.
excuses out. Well, she acting fast. She doing this, doing that. You know, but in all these ways, the family covers. The family covers instead of us being upfront and honest, knowing damn well we don't like that going on and we don't really want that person around, but it's just accepted, you know? And they put certain things out on the children that have been touched. They're fast, they doing this, they doing that, and people, I'm not going to say everybody accepts that because we know, like, I know when things happen in my family, everybody knew this person was sick, and didn't need to be around. But did we all band together and say, like, as many uncles I have, I to this day I don't understand, while even being a child, as many uncles as I have, I don't understand why my uncles never ran this person off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then, it doesn't make any sense because this was not even, it wasn't even, it's not like it was my uncle. This is somebody that married into the family, you know?
I had that happen too when I was about 17. My cousin's husband showed me his stuff, and I call her auntie because she's that much older. But like, I don't want to say it. It wasn't. It was a friend, a
I,
friend's daughter. that similar thing that Krishan is saying happened to her happened to me.
Okay, y'all take it easy in the comments. You know, it's this is a highly charged subject because it touches so many families, but I don't amongst us in here, I don't want us to have any misunderstandings about what we mean and our intentions and stuff like that. Cuz I know the crowd coming in here, we got plenty of sense and we have good intentions. So we just going to, if we have a question about somebody's intention on what they say, just ask, and I'm sure they'll clear it up. Okay, y'all?
Donacia said Christian unhealthy obsession with Blueface is an indication of lack of love and abundance trauma in her past, in my opinion, and that's a great opinion because that is facts.
Mm-hmm.
It shows. Greatest ever said I meant baby as a term of, and yeah, I was about to say she just meant like Rock is helpless baby, like baby. Okay. All right, we understood that. Lay So Craze. Hey, Lay So Craze. I don't know personally. My parent didn't who until I confronted my abuser because he threatened. So I was scared to tell my parents. So sometimes the parents don't even know.
That's so true.
Yeah, I
That
It's
just
so
is
now
so
true.
told my
true.
mother, and I'm 39, and
Oh.
I just told my mother because I didn't want to like break her heart, and I handled it myself on both occasions. But that whole time,
Yep. And a lot of times, you guys, family members get involved in these things, and um, I'll be honest. And I think I've spoken about it before. Um, I have guilt to this day. Okay, let me tell you. I'll tell you what happened in case you know. So we had um a molestation situation happening in my family, and I was like 13, I think, and my cousin was spending the night with me one night and told me that she was being inwarded, right? So of course, when she told me about it, I said, "Okay, let me tell my mom, and I know she's gonna help, because I know my mom would have. My mom would have jumped into action." I said, "Let me tell my mom, and you can come live with us, this and the whole 9 yards." And my cousin begged me, begged me, begged me, you guys, not to say anything. And the reason she begged me not to say anything, and this is how these monsters play with children's mind. Even if you are entering your teens, you're still, just like Tamika said, you're a child. This is how they play with your mind. Um, in her mind, she begged me not to say anything because in her mind, she thought that she was taking all the abuse. I can't leave Candace because if I say anything and I come and live with you, then he's going to touch my sisters. Which now as an adult, and it didn't even take for me to get this big age, but I felt like he had intimidated her, and she felt like, oh, it's only happening to me. And it wasn't. She wasn't the only child in the home being touched. But in her mind, she thought that it was, and she thought that she was basically keeping him off of her little sisters, and she thought that she was protecting them. And in all honesty, she wasn't, because of course these monsters that touch children, one child is never enough. One child is never enough. So do you know the guilt that I have felt that I didn't, but I did. I never wanted to betray her. That's my child's mind, is I didn't want to betray her. So I didn't tell. Now it was found out, but it could have been found out sooner had I not had, well, I was a child, so of course I had a childish mentality. If I hadn't have thought that, you know, if I hadn't have thought that I was just helping her in that situation, because that wasn't help. And I honestly, I definitely should have betrayed my cousin, and I know that we would have worked it out. You know what I'm saying? But my mind didn't, my 13-year-old mind didn't think that far ahead. You know what I mean?
Please don't feel
Hmm.
guilty, Candy. It's not your fault. It's his fault.
Yeah. I mean, it did get discovered. Um, and he was jailed, but I'm not even gonna get into that because that's a whole nother conversation. So let's get into um the topic of today. Um, oh, read this before we do that because I want to play the clip that has us talking here today. Um, read that comment for Donicia.
Sending prayers and strength to anyone who experienced SA. May God provide all the necessary tools to recover and regain a sense of peace.
Amen. Yes, and that one by Greatest Ever.
I'm Mexican, and it happened in our family as well. Some families sadly side with the abuser and not the victim. Some because of the family will be broken up, or the wife and kids depend on his money, or everyone's seen a different version of that person. Like in my family, we all seen a
Oh,
different
he would
version
never
of
do
that
that.
person.
He would never do that. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Tamika. Some people have that mentality. So let's get to this clip that has us all talking, and let's play this clip, y'all. So let me share my screen and let's see the manner in which Chrisean chose to confront Tesehki with this.
Remember when I was 7? You made me eat your pussy. You said what? I'm done. I'm done talking. Bitch, you're going to fucking jail. Defamation of character. Remember when I was 7? You made me eat your pussy. You said what? I'm done. I'm done talking. Bitch, you're going to fucking jail. Defamation of character. Remember when I was 7? You made me eat your pussy. You said what?
Okay. So that's how that was revealed. Now, let's get into this aspect. Let's get into this aspect of it, y'all, because I really want y'all's opinion on this. I really, really do. Um, not gonna dig too deep in it, you guys, because to be honest with you, they lie so much you just never really know. Some people say, um, okay, Rock is saying this happened when she was 7. There's some people say that her and Tesehki are 3 years apart. There's some people that say they're 6 years apart. So whether they were Tesehki was 10 or whether she was 14 or whatever. What do you guys think? How do you hold a child accountable for this? Because
You
as,
can't
as they
hold a
say, as they say, hurt people hurt people. So what? So how are we? That's what I'm saying. I don't know what. I don't know how to feel about this, you guys,
She
because
was a kid. She was a kid, and who
yes,
knows what she was told is normal.
that's what I'm saying. Because they've been growing up in this dysfunction for so long, they think that's normal to play like that and do things like that. They think do you know how many? I can only imagine how many times they didn't walked in on situations in real life. Sex, all kind of stuff like that. So they're seeing this. This is the environment that they're growing up in. So I know we can be mad. I know we're disgusted, things of this nature. But how do we hold a child growing up in a bad environment accountable for something like this? Can
I got
we?
my first period at 14. No, I got my first period at 14. That's how young that is.
Yeah. So what? So
and
how are we
some
supposed
get
to feel
theirs
about
at
this?
11. I don't think that it was. I don't think that. I don't know how to put it. Go ahead. You can go to the
Because
next one.
we know this is
It's
a
too touchy
family
for me.
that has been subjected. These kids have seen all this stuff. Like I said, I'ma say it. I'm gonna say it again. I believe the stories that China has stated about her family and this being a generational thing within their family. I also believe these kids had no real supervision, and that's what allowed these type of things to happen.
Yes.
How, it's hard enough to try to wrangle 12 children, but you definitely can't do it when you're on drugs.
No.
And I know that there are people that will hate to hear that because I've said this before as well. Can't remember when I said it, but I've said this before and I'll say it again. You can have the most horrific parent and children will still love you.
Be messed.
And it
Absolutely. And
makes
they
me
all
want to
learn by heart.
cry even saying that. It really makes me want to cry even saying that. There's been children that have been in the most horrific conditions and they still love their parent and still want their parents' love. So, when you grow up in an environment like this and then you turn around and do it to somebody else, how responsible can we hold a child?
There's too many of them for Charlotte not to know what's going on. That's why I like a portion of me thinks that she knew what was going on and she was getting her fix off of that through friends and stuff like that. Because I remember one of them mentioned the grandfather and a few other friends or something like that. I think it was Tristan. Like that slid
And
out.
then let me put this comment up here by Lady Couture. Because Lady Couture says, man, I would lose it if my 7-year-old granddaughter was being told to lick on somebody's cat, 7 and 12. Because then, let me ask you this. If you have, say you have two granddaughters, and this situation arises, right? Do you hate the 12-year-old child? How do you handle that? Do you then hate the 12-year-old? Do you then hate the offending child? And I'm going to put this out there for you too, because I don't believe no damn body in this situation. I honestly don't. That's what I'm saying, Lady Couture.
Exactly.
You can't hate that child. They don't know what they're doing.
I don't believe none of them.
That's a child. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know the harm that they're causing. And let's be for real. I know a lot of people want to, sip and I'm not accusing Chrisean of anything, but I am going to pose the question. Because like we're saying, hurt people hurt people. Are we to now believe that Chrisean, you're totally innocent, that you've never turned around and either participated or offended? And when I say offended, are we supposed to automatically believe you've never done anything to anybody? Because it is a vicious cycle. And I'm not accusing her of anything. So don't put words in my mouth. But I'm just saying it's a vicious cycle. And so if at 7 years old, you participated in it, how are we to know that you're completely okay for children to be around things of that nature? Hey, T-Love, how you doing? Okay, so T-Love says, hey, Candy, this is so triggering. It's a very triggering situation because there's so many variables to it. There's so many mental variables to this that what do you do? Okay, she said this is so triggering. It's just way too much. I'm sorry. The 14-year-old is old enough to know what they're doing. I get what you're saying, but if that's all you see, that's the norm for you. That's real. This is real shit, y'all. This happens day in and day out. If it's the norm for you, you really don't think. Honestly, there's some people that things like this and molestation happens in their household. They think it's happening in everybody's house. They really do. There's things they think is happening in everybody's house.
Exactly.
So when you go and you touch another child, you think that's just what kids do. Y'all think that's what's done. and,
Tesehki looks so hurt, and I'm gonna say it like
and you know what? She
Chrisean.
looks so hurt. Let me add this. She looks so hurt because we're not really talking about this, but we have to keep in mind that these two sisters right here were very close until they had the breakdown in their relationship. Do you guys not think that they've had discussions that we were kids and we're going to take this to the grave? Y'all think that conversation was never had? It was had. And Tesehki is looking so hurt because that part she thought was going to get taken to the grave. That part of their sisterhood, I believe Tesehki thought would never come out. Yeah, we've gotten into it. She's betrayed me, I betrayed her, but we're never going to take it that far and tell these secrets because they involve us. Now the ones that are so pro Chrisean are going to be like, oh, look what happened to her, this and that. But you know, this is something that has happened, and remember, um there was a video, and man, I wish I could find it. But there was a video where Chrisean alluded that while under Tesehki's roof, that something happened to her. But I don't think it's this incident because um it's not like Tesehki was all out on our own and things like that, um, helping raise Chrisean at this time. I think something else has happened that we don't know about. I
She
really
said
do.
her boyfriend tried to hit on her.
They said
I
Tesehki was gang worded. And what age was Chrisean in that picture with Petey when they had on the school uniforms in front of the Escalade? Because she looked about 7 then.
hmm Donisia said hurt and guilt can look the same. They definitely can. I believe I believe definitely without a shot. Something happened, and something happened later on as well. Because I'm wondering what Chrisean was alluding to when she was older, like a teen. Because she
Well,
definitely
Seki was
alluded to
stripping,
stuff.
so who knows what like happened? I don't think it was on Seki's watch or anything like that. But who knows what type of people like she was around at that time?
But the long, it's like I don't know at what point, and it's probably been said, but honestly, with some things, I really don't get too deep into it, you guys, with Kashawn and her family dynamics and stuff like that. But I do wonder at what time, at what period in time were these kids safe? What age was Charlotte when she got on drugs and neglected her kids in this manner? Wonder what age that
Oh,
was
only
when she.
China says she remembered it, but she had China really, really young.
Mhm. Okay, now let me see. I think we have another clip. Now let's look at this clip right here. Now this is what I'm saying. Everybody's lying. Everybody's lying until it benefits them not to lie, aka getting paid from the show. So let's watch this clip. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. Now this is Krishan saying that nothing ever happened to her that took her childhood away.
We don't
Only
hear
there.
it.
Oh, y'all can't hear it?
No, we just
Oh,
hear
you know
the
what? I'm so
VA.
sorry, y'all. Oh Lord. This topic just got me here. I'm gonna start it over right here. Oop.
Y'all went through some shit. Like, you know,
Yeah.
like nobody never. You know what I'm saying? I never personally went through something that took my level, like my childhood away. The only thing that took my childhood away was like mommy always sleep and being at friend's house, but that's it. I don't know. I told my young self,
See that friend.
it's okay. Can I?
You could see the uncomfortableness in their demeanor too. Like, don't tell my
To be
story.
more
Let me tell
honest,
my
I
own
was blessed.
story.
Like,
Hi, Bo.
I was trying to build you, and I was there when no one else did.
Okay. So that is Krishan basically saying that nothing happened to her that took her childhood away. She's saying in that moment, but then, of course, people don't want to admit until, you know, until they feel like they have to. Hey, Gold Digger.
Hey,
So,
sweet girl.
um, she's stating right there in that instance that nothing ever happened that took her childhood away. Only the issues with basically having not having a present mother due to, the drugs or the pills or whatever, that was that Charlotte was on at that time. Now, let's get into this aspect as well, y'all. So, Chastity has entered the building and is basically, from what I'm hearing, upset about Krishan seeing what she's saying because she is saying that that happened to her and Tesehki, not Krishan. So I'm confused. Maybe you guys know a little bit more than I do on the situation. So is Chastity saying that that interaction that Krishan spoke on was that between her and Tesehki?
That sounds more believable. And Mookie, yes, because I don't believe that Krishan was in that house that long. She looked young in them pictures, and I still believe that Sean Malone is her real daddy.
They're 4 years apart. When you look at it, it's like 7 and 11. Like it's like
There's conflicting stories though. Some places say they 4, some places say
I'm
they
not really
7.
looking at the age because when you have a group of kids all in one setting, like what she has 7, 8. Wait, no, no, no. She had about 12 kids, 11 kids living because 12 because the other one passed. So 11 kids in one household. I'm not saying like now I can see if they was like 15, 14, 16. Now in our age now, yes, 12, 11, all of that is a counsel out. But back in the 90s, the like parents say, go in the room because there's company out here. Go in the room. Well, what do you think that them kids is doing back in that room? Like, I just feel like everybody, meaning the grandparents and the parents, is at blame. I don't put the whole blame to Tesehki because it was a learned behavior with her older brothers, maybe with her uncles, with shit, even her dad. But I feel like she's now forced to come out with her story. What if she wasn't even ready to come out with her story? Because back then she's thinking that we were only playing house. But when she get older, of course, you see the Diddy situation going on. Who wants to be dealing with that? I mean, no, it's not normal for a 12-year-old to do that. No, it's not normal for any age person to do that. But when you have a whole lot of kids, stuff like this happens. And I'm coming from a family of 8. It's 8 of us. Thank God I'm the oldest. I don't know nothing about all that. But yeah. Lady Couture said Chastity be lying. I remember her saying that the stuff Krishan was saying when she first came home was actually true, but she didn't want to give involved. I take I take what she say with a grain of salt. Yeah, I don't really trust Chastity like that, but I still think that they all telling the truth about this trauma. It's just that most of them they don't want to really come out and say it because of the embarrassment, mainly because of the embarrassment.
It has to be like more to do with the mother because they all protecting her, but they'll point the finger every which way at each other. And Krishan, it seems like she always want to throw that in somebody's face too to get them like to be quiet. She said it about Blue. She said it about her quote unquote godfather. Like she just like to get the heat off of her, almost like to stop a conversation.
Well,
Now
you just put that into aspect because I do remember when Blue said that she said that the Godfather tried to touch her or something when she was trying
he
on a
said that
prom
about
dress.
Geronimo, and he's not here anymore.
Who Geronimo?
The guy that Ronnie off. It's like she oh that's her go to for some
Uh,
reason, and nobody knows. Ronnie said he took the charge for her. Nobody except for them three really know what's happened. I'm not saying like if you really care about a person, you want to get them together, like to where they're at, like a place and have like that is bringing out honesty. You can't latch on to every like especially with something like that. You got to bring them to honesty. They got to be cool with whatever's honest. If you really
yeah,
care about a person, you can't let
Gold
them
Digger.
sit in their lives. I'm sorry.
Gold Digger says sometimes when siblings get older, if they are able to have a conversation about what abusive situations that took place growing up, they will all have different perspectives. That is so true, Gold. I witnessed that myself. That is so true. Donesia, child, oh, look, she has said my favorite word, child. Folks don't want to be out in the internet holding cell over here. If folks want to stay, don't play. Cherry Blossom says some people only have the courage to confront their accusers one time, and once they find their voice and courage, they will begin to speak. But if Krishan didn't want to expose it, she blocked it. Um,
How long was she with them? Because she even said that she never met, like she wasn't even, she don't remember China. She even said that herself. And then in that picture, she looks very young, and Petey looked like a toddler.
Okay, I gotta be honest because I never heard Krishan say that she never knew China. What I heard was Tessa and Terrain getting on their lives saying that she don't know that Krishan doesn't know China and China needs to stop talking on Krishan because Krishan doesn't know her. I never heard that come out of Krishan's mouth because from the beginning she always gave us all 12 sibling names from the beginning. So
Not that she didn't know
now,
she existed, but she didn't know that when Trishan was performing in Baltimore, she was on a three-way panel, or it might have been four-way too. And that's when Tessa and Terrain was
mm,
talking about that she really don't know China, and she was agreeing with them.
I hope people don't be falling too much into Tessa, because Tessa, first of all,
she
you're
was one of the ones that Tristan said.
exactly. You're
Honestly,
you're a molester too. You're a
yeah.
molester too, and that's why you're so mad and upset with China. And it's like I honestly I would love for this whole family to be in some type of counseling, but unlike some people, oh y'all all need to get on the show to get. No, y'all don't need to get on the show because this is what's
Mm-mm.
That's the
causing y'all
last
to be.
place.
So this is the last place y'all need to be is in the public eye with this. Get some healing because y'all want to heal as a family. But I'm not sipping all that tea and all that God stuff, with Tessa because it to me is very phony, very fake, and you were part of the problem as well,
Because they
molesting
were
other
the
people's
older
children.
ones. Yeah, because they were the oldest ones. Now let's bring it to the older three, which is Jean, Tessa, Terrain, and Mookie. The rest of them is just like they're kind of like 3 years, 4 years apart. So those four, with those top four in a household, and y'all have these little kids doing these acts, that means y'all was doing them too, just like Tristan said. Like, yeah,
Yes.
you could find God and things like that, but you are lying in the mix of like God's word. Like Tessa, the only thing you have to say is, man, listen, we were young. China want to air it out. Well, let's just all air it out. But first, you gotta cut me a check on Dr. Phil or something, the
Mm-mm.
Oprah, somebody. Shit,
No,
but
I
Zeus,
don't know.
other than
I just
Zeus.
ain't. I just ain't with that fake godliness. A godly person ain't gonna try to tell your sister that that's not your. You not really our sister.
Yeah,
That's been
you
your.
are half
That's been your
Remember, she
sisters.
sister
said what
all
she
your.
thought. She didn't know
Yeah,
she was.
yeah. That's been your sister
Remember
all
what she
your
said, but she
goddamn
didn't know
life
she was
until you
being.
got mad. Until you got mad, China was your sister.
Right.
Remember
I
what she
feel
said
like
when
they
she didn't know
all
she was being
have.
recorded? Do y'all remember
Who,
that?
who didn't know
Uh-uh.
they was being recorded?
When Tessa was being, she didn't know that Chrisean was recording her or having her online, and she's talking about how Tesehki should have went up and no, it don't matter if she
Oh,
wanted to or not.
Terrain, Terrain,
She
Terrain.
her that was Kareen. I thought that was Tessa. They were
No,
saying that was
Tessa is
Tessa.
the cook. Tessa is the cook. Terrain was the one that was there when Junior was getting his hernia surgery done, I believe.
Oh well,
Yeah,
she's
Terrain.
godly. She's Miss God, you too.
Yeah, they
And I ain't
always
buying that either.
they
I ain't
all
buying that either.
they all promote, and that's why I say promote God, because to me it's just promoting him. Like to me, they're all promoting God. Like except for Taseki. I ain't never hear her say nothing about God or nothing.
And that's
Nothing
the
at
one that don't
all.
got a record. And that's the one that don't got a record.
That
And
is
even the mother
true.
does
She
that.
don't got child nothing. Look, all of them got the little child thing on their record. Child abuse. All of them have that on their record. We all seen that on YouTube. It's just toxic. Like, whoa. Baltimore served them real rough. They don't even look their age. Actually, they look older. I'm like, damn, they younger than me. I look younger
Mhm.
than them.
My bad, y'all, because I
They
can't
had
tell with
a
the voice. They
big
all sound
life.
the
They
same.
had a
It's terrain, but they all sound the
Yeah,
same.
Terrain. A girl child is not safe in a family of men, Miss Sophia.
Sophia
Okay,
sure
Cherry
did say
Blossom.
that. She
She
sure did
sure
say that.
did. Yes, go. I remember that interview too. That was our first glimpse into her life. Oh, I probably gotta go to go. Even in the Ultimate Tag interview with Fox, she talked about being abused, being choked out, being homeless, living in a one bedroom with 11 siblings with her mom being abused as well. Yes, she
And she
did.
was living in the cafeteria, and some one of her friends came and saved her. And that's why she just said the friend's house over here. But where is this friend? We caught the step parents even in the side view. Like this friend, this mysterious friend, nobody's mentioned the name or after all this time, what she looked like. You know how these people are. They would have found her.
And let me tell you this though, because with this comment, it say, "Man, I don't know at this point, but I know that the truth will come out real soon." Now, listen. Now, if this is a lie, Tesehki, I would have recorded me going to that goddamn courtroom. I would have recorded because you disrespected me publicly. I'm gonna embarrass you publicly. So I want everything documented. Now at that Zeus, you might as well film it. You might as well, cause how you gonna start
Listen,
something and don't finish it?
now, and the thing of it is, this is my opinion. Y'all put y'all's in the chat. I don't think I don't know where this is gonna go, and it's probably not gonna go anywhere because the simple fact that
It's probably true.
things have gone on. Yes, because to be honest with you, when Tasiki was accused of doing things to her nephew, she should have nipped that in the bud with a lie detector test and got right on. I know I would have,
Well,
but
she
when you
said she was suing them, but she never did that. We never
yeah,
seen it or none
yeah,
of that.
where's the lawsuit? Because I'm sorry, an innocent person ain't just gonna let you just get away with saying that. Because you know what? Once you say something disparaging, so disparaging and of that nature, even when you're truthful and you haven't done anything, it's always going to be out there. So
Hmm.
with that being said,
Some people
I'm
don't
a
want to go through that. Like
yeah,
for real,
I
Candy,
I am
court is a
I am
lot. I
I
understand. I
am
understand you would, but for some people, court is a lot because it pulls out every little thing. And some people, a lot of victims don't even want to go through that. They rather just sweep it under the rug. Y'all don't, like court is extreme. That's more trauma. The
I
way they be
promise
going
you,
in.
I'm getting lie detectors, a reputable lie detector. Hey, Bessie, welcome. I'm going to a
Hey, Miss
reputable lie
Betsy.
detector for each and every allegation you lodge against me. If I was an innocent child just minding my business, I ain't touch nobody. I'm going. I'm going. I'm gonna do it publicly, loud, proud on TV, and I'm just gonna put it out there even if it's for shits and giggles and you know because people still gonna talk, people still gonna accuse you of that.
It's just rough, and you
Hmm.
don't know what type of PTSD that she had as a child. Like I understand both sides, and it's easy said, but for real, A lot of people don't want, like, it's trauma, it's
That's
traumatic. Because
right.
if that
Pete,
person just stay
you
away from
said it
them,
right. You said it, Hudson. These all of them are living with PTSD. China down to the all of them,
Yeah, all of them.
including Petey, because we're not gonna leave Petey out of this too. People try to act like, oh, Petey good, y'all. Petey was locked up in jail
For
for
domestic violence.
domestic violence, so he's been touched as well. Not touched, but I'm talking about touched in the aspect of something has happened to him as well, even if it's
traumatized.
only even if it's only an observation. You've seen that type of behavior to think that that was okay to do.
Or heard stories,
You
because
may
look
have
how tight
tried
it down.
you may have tried not to ever do it. You may have tried not to put your hands on your baby mom and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when you got pushed enough, you resorted to that as well, because that's what you've seen and that's what you know. I believe that. That's my opinion. And
They could never watch
I'm
my
not
kids.
talking super bad on Petey or nothing like that, but I'm gonna be real with my opinion. They've
You know
all
what,
been
y'all?
affected. They're all the boys except for Petey in jail. You know, Chastity in jail
Even
numerous
the
times.
girls. Yeah, all the
Even the
girls
Yeah,
been
girls,
in
all of them.
jail. All
everybody.
of the girls. Except
Not
for
only to
Tesehki.
jail, except for Tesehki,
She
they be
don't even
in and
have.
out of jail. They be in and
She
out of
just can't
jail.
pay her rent. Tesehki just can't pay her rent, so she got those silver suits on her with not paying her rent. But everybody else been in criminal. Like, yeah, they are criminals.
You know what this is? This is important. Like, for real, when you start dating someone, you got to check out their family. Because this, like, especially in the beginning, you never know what type of madness they come from.
Mm-hmm.
And all that trauma will be right on you. You see how all this mess is going on. You got to really check out their family and see like what signs of
This is
anything.
embarrassing. I'm sorry. Like, if I was one of their mates, like their husband, boyfriend, fiance, whatever, girlfriend, wife, I would be embarrassed as a spouse. I would be
Well,
embarrassed.
you know, I believe that Blueface wanted to be with her, but he was embarrassed by her and embarrassed by her
Yeah.
family.
I don't.
He
I think it was
was.
all a ploy for the TV show. I don't think so.
I
Cause
really don't think so. I think a part of
her
him
too.
was into that girl, but hey, Voracious, but I
Maybe
believe
one.
her family embarrassed her. And in certain outbursts that he had, he said it. Yeah,
Yeah, he did.
when he still was, real, Junior's mom, you have my baby around your family, and they all touching on each other. They all, because
Hmm.
Chrisean has pillow talked. And of course, she pillow talked and want to leave herself out of the equation. You know what I'm saying? Which is messed up. Put you in it too, because you part of it too.
Then she pulled up.
Even if you didn't touch, you participated. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
he was embarrassed by that. Blueface was embarrassed about her family.
Well, I mean, I would be embarrassed too, you know. I think any significant other. Now, yes, they could accept it because that's your truth, but they could also be embarrassed. Like, damn, that's what you got going on in your family. That means I gotta watch my kids. Oh, I gotta doubly watch my kids. Like, that's embarrassing.
Yeah, because I wouldn't let none of them watch my TV, let alone my kids.
She said TV. I'm crying. Lady Couture said, well, didn't they say Tifa Meg used to be with Chastity? Yes, and
That's what they
Chastity is
said. That's what
okay.
they said.
That's what they say, but you know
But
they all
Chastity
liars.
seemed like but no, Chastity did confirm it, but she said that she was over it, I believe. Well,
And
I
who
mean, look
knows?
at
Like,
this. Chastity had trauma, rest in peace to his soul. She had
hmm
trauma thinking that one of her brothers in prison was her brother, but really that was her ex-boyfriend that she was communicating with.
and she
Like,
never,
so
she never says the truth ever. I don't believe
yeah,
nothing that
so
come out
it's
her mouth.
like you don't know what to believe with them because
Hmm.
with essay victims, some of them do become contradicting liars. Like they do
Well,
become
you know what?
liars.
When you've grown up in that type of environment, hey, Virgil Kane, greetings from
Hey,
Manchester, England.
oh, he's on Facebook too. Hey, welcome.
When you have come up in that type of environment, though, honestly, y'all, all you know is the hustle. All you know is how to hustle and lie and try to make it. That's why I said in the title, who's just trying to survive? Because that's what That is what we're witnessing.
Yes. And how not saying that he's lying, but how does Tristan remember so many details? He know what shirt he
You
had
can
on, what
remember
TV he was
trauma.
watching. Like
Listen,
I had
when
trauma
it's
too.
trauma, you will remember everything. Like, look, I don't know
That's
none of my birthdays, but I know every trauma event that happened to me. I know the shoes that I've been was wearing down to the underwear and the socks. You know trauma when that
when I
happens
had
like that
trauma.
just don't go away.
I had trauma too, and I remember the girl. I remember it taking place. I remember all that, but I don't remember like what was on TV, what side. Like I like some people just don't, and it was just odd to me. At 7 years old, your memories don't start coming in until you 5. But at
Unless
7,
it's trauma. Unless it's
well,
trauma.
that's what doctor
Like my
says.
son is
I'm not
14,
an
but he still
expert.
remember at the age of 3. Like unless it's trauma, kids gonna remember to adults if it's trauma. You're gonna remember. Now
I
most
told
people
you
is
I didn't
different.
remember.
Well, some people is different, but I'll say about 80%. They like yeah, they know.
Okay, let's see. Cherry Blossom said you should always watch kids. Predators are a part of someone's family. Every family got a
Yes.
predator.
Every
Every I don't
predators,
care how
yes.
good you think your family is, every
Everyone.
family has a predator. And when I say predator, that predator it may not necessarily be SA. It can be they beating their wife behind closed doors. It could be
That
they're
too.
verbally abusive. Every family has somebody like that in their family.
That's a lot of the reasons why mothers don't be speaking up. Their kids don't tell their mother because they scared she gonna get her butt kicked, or like because
Mhm.
they have abusive
Oh,
fathers and
go.
stuff like that. And you
Yes.
try to protect your mother even as a kid.
Gold Digger said China and Tristan been sounding the alarm for the last 4 years or so on the internet about the essay and their family allegedly and has.
You know what? Let me say pause real quick. Let me say something about China real quick. You can say what you want about China, but
Her story ain't never changed.
her story's not changing about the things that she says. And and we got to remember, she's the oldest. She has seen a lot before she got out on her own. And then
Yes.
even when she went out on her own, you guys, hold on. Even when she got out on her own, you guys, um you got to realize that she's a young girl, sounding like she was a very young teen out on her own. You know, come on. As mothers, I couldn't imagine my daughters being out on their own, living independently because they had children at 17 years old, out on their own. But, in some situations, and what it sounds like to me, when you're forced to, just for some semblance of safety, or wanting to protect your child because you know the BS that you've been surrounded by, you know, can you imagine that? So people say, oh, think about the decisions that she's made and things like that. Maybe she's been in trouble, stuff like that. But come on now.
Yeah, my
They've
heart breaks for her too because she's the
you
oldest, and like you
you
said,
have been through everything. You've been through all this stuff.
she talked about her mother saying that it was like it's just gonna be the two of them, and then all these
Yeah.
babies just start
And
coming.
as I stated earlier, you can grow up in horrendous conditions with your parents, or a specific parent, whether it be your mother or your father or both of them, and have been neglected and things like that. And you have love for them and that core respect for them because they are your only parent. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Yep.
I think people need to realize that happens, And when China speaks about her mother, she always speaks about her with the utmost reverence,
She does.
as
She
Hmm.
if
does.
as if I refuse to look down on her. It's my mom, and
Mommy.
that's how she always comes across. You know what I'm saying? So I think sometimes people need to ease up on her because she's just going
Even
by what she knows and had to raise herself. You're not gonna
that
tell
part.
me at a certain point China wasn't over there raising her damn self.
She
Yeah, she said she
was.
moved out at
She said,
17.
and doing the best that she could. And if
but
you
Mm-hmm.
listen,
didn't have no examples of anything, what are you supposed to do? You're gonna crash and burn and learn as you go.
that
I
part.
feel
And
like
listen to this though. So when she told her mother, she said that her mother turned around and hit her.
Yes, I
That
oh
recall
my
and
god.
hearing that.
that right there will mess up a young child's mind forever. And I feel like that's where it started off with China. Like, now I ain't no psychiatrist or no therapist, but I mean, blue is blue and pink is pink. So I think
That's
that's
what I've been
where it
saying from the
started.
beginning, even when I was in the
Like that's
educator
where
house.
it started. Like,
It's
damn, I just
Charlotte.
told the school what happened because they see like I'm not smiling as much and things like that. So they ask me what happened. And I go to tell them, well, once I get in the car with the predator and you turns around and haul off and hit me in my face.
You know what
Yeah,
I was
that would
just
probably
watching?
change my mind forever.
Because not only the Valley woman that dug her kids, like put her kids in there because she was doing some crazy cut, but there's another Mormon woman. I think her the channel was 8 Passengers or something like that. And the kid had to run away to the neighbor's house, and the neighbor said he had all type of bruises on him. He was tied up and everything, and they took the kids. They were talking about on that newscast, and this was a white newscaster. They were like, black families, your kid could get a paper cut, and they quick to take your kids. But with the white families, because the people came to their house, the boys came to their house like 12 times, and the kids were being abused. They were mad thin, like clothes were falling off them at school, but they kept checking on them, and they just thought because it's a blonde head, blue eyed family that okay, well she says nothing wrong, but of course they be having the kids in check. But there's like every little thing they will take your kid. If you black, they'll take your kid. They'll take your kid for anything. Like the judges don't believe the parents, or they don't believe like there's nothing going on in that house. But a white family could
Well,
get away with everything.
here's the thing. It must have been very much so contained because in all the we've heard a lot from this family, like more than we wanted to know, y'all. But I've never heard of the children being taken away. Which a
But
lot of
China's daughter,
well, that's what China. Yeah, with China, China has dealt with that. She has. But I'm talking
and
about
Krishan went to
on
her
these 12.
godfather's, quote unquote.
Oh yeah, they got
I
taken
still
away
don't
when
trust
the
stories
mom
with
and the
that.
dad. So they got taken away when the mom and the dad had went to jail, I guess, and that's when they moved in with the grandparents because they asked China, so you can't take care of them because you're too young. So China said,
Too
"Oh,
young.
okay, let me call my grandparents." So that's when they moved to VA, and I
You
guess
know what's
with the
crazy?
grandparents.
My ex-husband and his brothers were left in that condo, 3 boys, just because his oldest brother was about to be 17, and the cops were like, "Well, you're old enough, bye," and left them kids in the house. Their mother and father was doing drugs. The father would beat on the mother, and he still hold a grudge against his mother for that. He don't even speak to his mother. The other two love their mother, but my ex-husband, he got a problem,
Mhm.
and they left them. The cops just left them. A bunch of kids in the house. Like as far as I know, nothing as far as SA happened to them. But they turned that mess into a trap house. My husband was very straight laced, so he used to like stay in his room. They didn't even know he was home half the time. He's like the quote unquote good one. But yeah, like they just leave the kids. Like, oh, you 17, bye. You good.
Ooh, read that by Bessie because that's true.
Miss Bessie said, when the streets know that parents are running the streets doing drugs, the kids become a prey to anyone. So true.
That's true.
That's a
Because
fact.
look, the whole neighborhood, she don't watch her kids, she don't tend to her kids. And then if you have kids that are really living bad, sometimes these parents make their kids pariahs of the neighborhood.
That's what I said.
Like the other parents who are watching their kids, looking out for the kids, they don't even want their kids playing with your kids. They mama don't take care of them. They always and I don't even know where I heard this, but I heard this somewhere as a teenager, and I don't know, it always stuck with me. Like if you have a kid that is always at your house, I've always just kind of as a mom been cognizant of that. Like if I find my kids have a friend that seems to be always over here or always over here at dinner time, I never let that bother me because I'm like
No, because you don't know
something
what they're missing.
exactly something could be going on, or they may be over here getting a meal because they don't have a meal at home. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
That's what that white lady did. She would She would deny them food and water and everything and lock them in the closet and all that stuff. They would have to wait till they got to school to get some type of food. It was so sad.
Mm-hmm.
Go say yes, they did get taken away and the grandparents took them, but China said she was out in a separate house with her baby away from the other kids. And remember, they made her marry somebody, some guy. I don't know,
That's
something
what I
China said.
said.
They
They said
made her
because I remember
marry somebody.
one of the other kids said when he first said that, one of the other kids was like, "You wasn't even with us. Your mother moved out already." So what are you talking about when he first came and said that mess? Not saying it
And
was
can you
mess.
imagine, as much as people try to say that was China being a young teenage mom, but still trying to have the wherewithal to try to protect her child as
Hmm.
much as she could. So, you can say what you want, but there are some things people don't give her credit for. I believe that. Yeah,
That's
look,
so
y'all,
true.
if you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
I still ain't buying her raffles, but I do believe her story.
Look,
Tadesia says some.
look, my thing, China was trying to get her hustle on just like every goddamn body else in that damn family. Can we really be mad?
Thank
Can we
you.
really be mad?
No. No, you
Mm-mm.
cannot be mad if you got other YouTubers collecting money from the audience. If you're collecting money
Absolutely.
from an audience, what is that, a scam? Because that's what China was doing. She was
And
collecting money from her audience. I
mhm.
mean, she didn't say, oh, well, all of y'all gonna do this, or like, I'm gonna do all of this if y'all don't give it to me. Or she didn't lead them down the wrong path of even them giving her the money. Like, China's supporters is willing to give her money, so that's
And she
not
was working.
scamming.
When she first came
Yeah,
on, she
she
was
was
working. It may
working.
have been a little
She
bit of
was.
job, but she was working. I don't remember
But
any of the
I
other
don't
ones
call
really
that a
working.
scam. Now, when I do call a scam is if you like maneuvering your numbers to be this and just to get this type of paycheck and things like that. That's a scam. China's not doing that. So the ones that saying that China's scamming is them that's really scamming, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest. And yes, I said it loud and clear. Especially when you live in apartments and everyone is in everyone's business, they must have seen nobody caring for them babies. That's a fact, Candy, and the kids become targets for other kids or adults to take advantage of them. The kids
Yep.
become open season to predators.
Them weirdos
Mm-hmm.
know that them
Goal
kids
is
are by
reminding
themselves.
everybody to grow.
You think
You
people
are
don't
so
notice?
right, Goal.
Mm-hmm.
It was a blessing. Give me money and I will bless you.
She was doing. China was doing her blessing.
It was a blessing because people giving her money. Look, if somebody give me $10, I'ma call it a blessing. Child, I just got blessed today with $10. Look, when you walk down the street and find $10 on the floor, what y'all call it? A blessing,
A
right?
blessing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a blessing. Like if somebody bless my cash app right now, that's a blessing. I just feel like that we all got caught up in being against her when now that we're really thinking clearly on it, it's like the lady wasn't even doing anything, honestly, other than
No,
what the
no
rest
more
of the
than
YouTube
anybody
people
else.
doing.
Because exactly,
Yes,
everybody else, she was doing her stuff on Instagram, and people do it all the time. You know how many videos I've watched lately about? I don't even really too much get into TikTok, but they have literal videos on people that just get on TikTok, sit all day, and beg.
that is
China was
so
going.
true.
China was going to a job. She was going to a job. Shoot.
She sure was.
You can say what you want. Look, some people, in retrospect, some people needed to have a job at McDonald's.
Absolutely. That's why I said that's the only one I remember working. Except for the older two, the Tesla and Terrain. Well, I don't know what they're getting to. I know Terrain is the one that don't be on camera, right?
Every once in a while, the one that totally doesn't is named Sierra.
That's the one I was
Yeah,
thinking of.
I
Hmm.
They
don't
be
know
blurring
nothing
her
about that
face.
lady.
They be blurring her face and everything.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about her, and I kind of like it that she have it like that. Shit, if I was her, I would have been the same way. Yeah, I'm y'all sibling, but I don't want to be.
Yep. And honestly, sometimes I feel like Tareen kind of stays so quiet because she probably be getting the most from Krishan. I feel like that.
But
I
when
feel like
looking at
some
their stories, wait, was y'all looking at Tessa and Terrain's stories? It's like they're all now. Maybe it's just my perception of it, but I feel like that they're all alluding that Krishan made this up for views for Zeus and things like that. I don't know, y'all. Don't quote me on it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I won't get mad because I don't know. But that's the stories that Chastity had put up there, Terrain, and the other one. What's
Tessa.
her name? Yeah,
Tessa.
Tessa. Uh-huh,
Hmm.
Tessa. They all put up three stories. And it all matches up like they're siding with Tesehki. Because the only one that drew a line, quote unquote, what Tessa put or Terrain put was Krishan. Krishan, yes, you did draw a line. I just feel like you could have said something else other than that on Zeus Network. I would have
She
been
got
mad
like
at my sister
sometimes.
if she would have said that.
Me too. I would have knocked her out. I would have made her put that baby down.
I look, I know how to hit you
Oh,
past the baby, okay? I know how
exactly.
to hit you.
I would
Let
have
me shut
grabbed the
up.
baby. I would have grabbed the baby out her arms and knocked her out at the same time.
Look, I'm that big sister, okay? She was going to buy although I'm the big sister that never did that to none of my siblings, guys. I'm 5 years apart from my next sibling in line. She was going
Y'all
to
remember?
buy it the
Wait,
wrong instead of just talking and receiving. She said totaled amounts. Man, what? She dropped
do y'all
bombs.
do y'all remember when Taseki had the bodyguard scared? They was backing up. They was scared. Yo, that girl is no joke. Krajan's tooth might have fell out, but Taseki, she take teeth out. She knocked teeth out. Yo, that was crazy. Cause Krishan knows she's scared of her.
y'all think about them saying that Krishan was holding Junior because she didn't want Taseki getting a hold of her and Junior saved her.
She said that.
Oh, Krishan admitted that?
Yeah, they said on the show she admitted that.
Ooh, child. Look, where this show at? We may have to watch it.
Zeus.
Now
Now
you know
Zeus
what?
need charges.
I stopped subscribing to Zeus. I just was like,
Me too.
they do too much and I stopped subscribing to them.
They need to really
So
shut that place down, especially with all the fighting and stuff like that. All it takes is for somebody to slip and hit their head the wrong way, and people shouldn't be getting their teeth knocked out and everything. Where are the sponsors? Where are the networks? Nah, there's a board
people
that
like
deals
the
with
drama. People like
media.
the drama. But honestly, me with this type of thing, to me, this is not for me. I ain't judging nobody else. For me, this type of stuff is not entertaining. This is a broken family.
Thank you.
That
It's not
it's
entertaining
not
at
entertaining. It's not.
all.
It's so sad to me. It's so sad to me because a lot of what's going on is true, and I think everybody wants to be heard. I think everybody wants their story to be told. Everybody is scared of one person having all the shine, and so they want some of it. Now, I'm not gonna say. Now, I'm gonna
But
always
they
keep it
wasn't the
real.
ones that came out with it, Candy. Like
I'm
the
gonna
other
be.
ones wasn't the one that came out with it. It was Krishan that made that statement. It's like, what is like? I don't know. Like,
Do y'all
she's a
really
hundred
think?
percent right
Do
to
y'all
me.
really think at this moment? Let me ask, and this is just. I'm just posing a question. Do y'all really think that her money, her means, her livelihood is the same as what it was?
No, of course not.
Exactly. And that's
Absolutely
why
not.
people get in positions where they get used to having things, they get used to having a certain amount of money and things this nature, and they will do anything to keep it. And that's sad. That's sad. I mean, nobody wants to go down, but when you've gotten used to having a certain amount of money and things of this nature, I think that people, unfortunately, will do anything to keep that.
And I believe a lot of what she said she had in the beginning was exaggerated too, because sponsors and stuff will give you a lot of things. and she never had an island or even a house in her name. How you got a no ID, but you got a bank account and a bunch of checks? It's just it never added up to
But
me. There's
they
somebody
didn't
that
say
worked
she had no ID. She have no driver's license. We don't know if she have a state ID or not, but she
as
don't have
somebody
a
that
driver's
worked
license.
as somebody that worked in media. I'm just saying, like even the A-list celebrities don't be having as much as people think they do.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of it is a front. A lot of it is definitely a front. And so I just think now supposedly she has this show coming out. Do you think that now mind you her Krishan's new show is supposed to be on Zeus, right?
Yes,
Do you
and they
seriously
air in
think
the same
that
time.
did you seriously think that who's that celebrity said yesterday's price is not today's price? Do you think that
Hmm.
Zeus is willing to give her the same amount of money that they were giving her? No. They had open beef. Her and Lemmy had open beef. So for her to basically kind of go, she didn't stand on nothing she said because she right back over there. There's a reason for it. That's
On
right.
nothing.
Now, Lay,
Coming back
put
to
it. Look, I'm
Zeus
gonna just
and
call you
Yet.
Lay. I'm gonna call you Lay. Isn't Lay so crazy? I
Lay
think
so
that's what it
crazy.
is. Is it lay so crazy or lay so crazy? I think it's crazy. I think we've been saying it wrong. But I believe exactly what you said. Not at all, because she said she was never coming back on Zeus. And yet she came back for that chip. Exactly. That's why I feel like it's anything for the money, it's anything to keep the clout. You know, she's been. I think that Krishan kind of felt like her clout was always going to be the same. And I think at the end, like literally, y'all, think about this. Towards the end, right before she got out, all the channels that I saw that did nothing but Krishan, and I'm talking about Krishan, not her sister, nothing like that. Krishan, all them switched up. They started talking about other people as I knew they would if she wasn't around.
Mm.
And you think they didn't see that? Yes, baby, your stock can go down. Your stock can go down. Like literally, if we really, really think about it, and this is not me being a Krishan here, people, because people always want to
I
think
don't.
that you being a Krishan hater when you just point out facts. You know, people
Those are
were
the same
moving on.
people. Those are the same people that let you sit with lipstick in your teeth or spinach in your teeth. Or like I said before, I don't want nobody around me that's gonna clap their hands and cheer me on as they watch me
Mhm.
drive off a
Each and
cliff.
every time. Yeah, that
Right.
is so
It's like
true.
people were
Oh,
moving
that's
on.
good, Pink
People were
Hudson.
moving on. They were talking about other things because there is other things to talk about. A lot of these channels have moved on and we're talking about other things and moving on with life because they didn't know when she was coming on. That's right, Donicia. Diddy's the hot
Diddy
topic
is.
for now. You
Hmm.
know.
Oh, and the
Well, y'all.
elections. Y'all ain't see Kamala on Club Shay Shay today?
Oh yes. Now look, y'all want to take a break before we get out of here and hit some hot topics or what? I don't really know what's going on. Let me see, cause I might just
Yes.
look. I want to. I'm ready to eat dinner. Y'all know when I say when it's
Yeah,
time for
and
me to
I'm
eat
done
dinner.
with this Krishan talk. Y'all done with it, right? Everybody, y'all done. I know I'm done. I've been done, but I'm
Yes.
here.
I hope she
Yes,
gets the
yes,
help she needs
yes.
and her sisters too. But real quick, what do y'all think about them stopping kids being on social media and on like,
I
bloggers
think
and
that
stuff
that's
like that?
100% accurate, and I believe that they should go forward in it.
Yes, I don't know how we're gonna stop it though.
In
I
the
look.
UK,
It's
you
Yeah.
too
can't
late.
do it. In the UK, even the
But
paparazzi, they take pictures of your kids, they gotta blur their faces.
well, I agree with that with the paparazzi. But as far as kids on social media, kids be lying. Kids are like, think about it. I haven't checked in quite some time, but even so far, Facebook, a lot of these places you're supposed to be 18. They just lie and choose another date and get on the app.
Mhm. Mhm.
They
Yeah,
try
they gotta
that,
put
but
their foot down
people
like
want to be
cigarettes.
I
yeah,
ain't gonna
people want
lie.
to
I
be
did
on there,
that.
so they're gonna lie.
And you got the parents that actually does it for the kids.
Yeah, that's what
I
they
did
said.
it
They're
for
gonna
my
start with the
daughter on
family
TikTok.
bloggers. On the family bloggers, that's gonna be the first step. That's what they're saying. And and
Hmm.
and, and 20% of the kids earn. The kids are supposed to be getting the check for every time. they get on the camera too, and a lot of family bloggers and stuff like that, and reality TV stars, they don't do that. And 20% is
Wow.
supposed to go into the bank, and you can use the rest to like, you know, to take care of the kid. But they're supposed to have a trust fund at the end of like, when they're 18.
Mhm.
That's what happened to Macaulay Culkin. His parents spent, and they don't even monitor it, but his parents spent all his money, and then it was gone. What's the name? Master P's son too. A lot of these kids that was working, their parents just used up all their money.
Mm, mm,
And
mm.
Gold, I want to see if this show is anything different. I hope it's not because her show was called God's Plan. So I hope ain't nothing toxic, fighting, nothing like that is in it.
Of
Maybe
course
that's
it's
why
gonna
they
be.
shot
It's on
that
Zeus.
scene.
You think they're gonna? Is it a wholesome show on Zeus at all? No.
Doesn't the Bible say you could collect money for church, but you're not supposed to be making money off his name and stuff like that? Something like that.
Child, don't get me to quote nothing in the Bible. I'm sorry, but I don't do that, honey. Not if I'm not 100% accurate.
Mm,
But
mm,
I'll
no,
play
mm.
because
with the Jesus. I'll
I don't
play
believe. But
with
if you're supposed to
Jesus.
be holy, if you're supposed to be holy, 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 then that should, you know what? Let me just be quiet.
No, say it. Because you're probably about to make a valid point.
I'm just saying, like, if you're really supposed to be following scripture and you turn your life around, like, are you donating
Hmm.
any amount of that money or something at least? Is it going back to the church? What's going on? Because I believe so. I got to look it up. But I know I've heard multiple times that you're not supposed to make money off of the Lord's name.
Other than with your tithes and offering. I believe
Mm.
Chrisean gives her tithes and offering. That's what she said in her
Mhm.
interview.
Yeah,
She
I don't
did
trust
say
Zeus
that.
either. I don't
I
trust them
don't either.
either,
I
Veracious.
don't trust Zeus. I
Yeah, they need to
don't.
be shut down.
That's
They
why
need to
I
be shut
don't
down.
under, that's why I'm so frustrated with her. I am so frustrated with Krishan as a fan because yes, I am a fan. Now whether I cut back
It's
on it,
okay.
yes I did. But however, I am so disappointed with her because why would you blurt that out on Zeus? Just why?
Wow.
Well,
There's
they
no
like to get to the dirty.
other
They want to be dirty. They want to
explanation.
see the dirt. They want all that. That's what they want.
I just don't understand it. Yeah, I would be embarrassed as a family member. I'd have been like, Lord, that's not my cousin. They ain't my cousins. No, they not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't know Aunt Charlotte. I don't even know who that is. How you spell her name? Because that is
Oh,
wicked. That is wicked. I don't care what nobody say. That was wicked. The churches do make money on TV. They sure do. You can accept donations. You cannot ask for payment. Okay, Voracious has spoken, and remember, she do her Sunday services every Sunday, guys. Check her out.
Amen.
I think Zeus is trying to get all the Krishan followers back, and this may be the way they think they can do it. But Zeus, we know, is toxic.
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
Her
So
They
followers need to
why
put their
certainly
foot
should
are.
down.
But
This is the
why should their people even agree to even selling their soul like that? Like, you know what I mean? Like if
exactly.
Krishan
And her
is
true
doing
fans
that
need to.
for
They
the
need to
views,
really. If you're a true
the way
fan, you
that
should be
they are
stepping
making
up for it too, because
statuses and stories.
she's being
Yeah, because the
exploited
only one stepping
clearly.
up is China. Yeah, literally. Because the only one stepping up saying that Krishan is not lying is China. China is the only one that is stepping up and saying China. And well, Tristan said Krishan was too young, and when he was in the house, he ain't seen none of that. However, that is possible, though. I mean, you could be living with
Yeah,
somebody and they could be getting SA, and you have no knowledge of it. That is possible. So I get what Tristan coming from. China, I also get where she's coming from. Krishan,
I don't think
I
China
don't know
was
with
there.
this comment. It blew me away with this comment. I don't know what to believe or believe. I really don't know, and I'm just being honest with you guys. I don't.
I don't believe she
It's
Mm-mm.
was there. I don't
possible.
believe China was there, because she left at 17 and she was like living on her own. And even the beach house China said was her. She don't know
Yeah,
what they
but
talking
family
about.
members
And
talk. Family members talk. You know the little family gossip. Family members talk. So I'm pretty
they
sure
also
that's
Yeah,
lie.
probably
well,
how.
you know what? Where is the rest of
I
their
didn't see
family?
it.
How come we don't have an aunt, an uncle, a cousin really saying
Nobody.
nothing?
Or that girl.
Nobody.
I'm gonna
Oh,
keep
the other girl,
pounding about that
Tareen.
girl. No, I'm talking
What
about the girl that
girl?
The girl that she so called went to live with, and we only see the quote unquote godfather and his wife. That girl's not even. It's one thing to not be. It's one thing to not be shown, but everybody has been at least mentioned. Everybody.
If I was mentioned, I wouldn't want to be shown in this family dynamic. Leave
But
me
she got
out
no
of it.
problem. She got no problem saying like, "Oh, I stay with a friend." Friend, that she even said that then. So like, this friend don't even show up. Oh, my friend saw the baby being born, or my friend took me here or there, but my friend, like, this friend is elusive. Even in conversation,
I would
even
be
if she
too.
say a friend, that would still come up. I'm just saying, like, I'm just putting like two and two together. I think that was her daddy because they have the same name, they look the same.
Donatia said, if you were would you really step up? Hell no. Hell
No,
no, Donatia Scott. Hell no.
but Denise, I'm
Hell
talking about,
no.
like, I'm surprised no other clout chasing family members have shown up and popped up. I ain't heard of none.
No, I mean the one cousin that, because I guess they all recycle each other names. So this is the cousin Tareen or Tessa, one of them, but she's dark skinned and she has the same name as one of the sisters though. They just post pictures of her, but she don't do statuses. She don't post none of them like that for real, unless it's like a, throwback picture. But that's the only cousin that I seen like Chastity post and things like that. Nobody else comes in a public eye to say, this happened. But according to China, the whole Baltimore. Now Baltimore is small, that's a small city in Maryland. So it's possible that yeah, the Baltimore people know, but I mean, who's gonna come to the internet to blast people business out other than the toxic people that's actually doing it? I ain't doing that unless
Mm-mm.
it's a confession or something. I don't know. I just feel for all of the sisters, all of the brothers, because all of them are victims. I can't say none of them was,
I want
a
to put my foot
villain.
on
I
Carla's
believe
neck.
all of them was victims. Talking about Carla, how Carlissa gonna enter the damn group chat, y'all? Did y'all ain't see what Carlissa said? I mean,
Mm-mm.
she kind of saying the same thing that we all saying. So let me not go on her like that. I was told you won't argue with the lie, but you cannot argue with the truth. Well, Tasiki did get up and walked away. That's why you saying that. Agreed,
We gonna
Donicia. A lot
see.
of them did, and then they wait, and then they don't give anything back to members. Right, V, one of the big business. Okay. When Krishan said that Tasiki got up and ran, I think she got up and maybe walked away. Maybe she
Right.
was just overwhelmed
I think
with
she
the
was, look,
truth.
she was so mad.
It could
I
be,
don't know, child.
it could be
Read this
overwhelmed
last
with the
comment
truth.
from Gold Digger, and then we getting out of here, y'all. It has been a pleasure talking to everybody, reading everybody's comments, and we will see you tomorrow at 9:30 Central Standard Time. Okay, read Gold Digger.
Paul in the Bible avoided using his ministry for financial gain. He worked without asking those he served to support him, but believed the household of faith should be supported to advance the kingdom. And that's how it's supposed to be. Amen to that.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. All right, you guys. It has been fun reading you everybody's comments, opinions on this. We're gonna see what tomorrow leads to. Cause yeah, that was shocking
Oh,
yesterday. So
listen.
I don't know. I'm praying for everybody involved. Look, I'll put it that way. I'm praying for everybody involved because it is
Yes.
just crazy. So you guys, we will see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful night. If you didn't hit the like button on the way in, please hit it on the way out. And I appreciate each and every one of you. And if you have a spare moment, drop a comment. Thank you. The channel would appreciate it very much. Leave a quick comment. All right, y'all.
And become a
Bye.
member.
Peace.
Oh,
And
yeah.
become a member.
Yes, we're going to do a members live this week. We definitely will.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
y'all.
atmosphere. Go easy on
Bye.
me.
Bye.
Bye.